All right, $8,000 to $100,000 masterclass. My goals in this is number one, absolutely blow your mind with free value. Number two, give you a step-by-step plan to scaling your company to $100,000 a month or beyond. This is gonna most likely force you to change your offer, change your industry, and or change your business. This is gonna show you how multi-6, multi-7, multi-8, and even 9-figure CEOs think and how they operate, all right? And then I also wanna just make a call to action here. If anytime during this video, if you guys are getting any value out of this whatsoever, please, there's a link in the description. Go to scalingwithsystems.com/apply, and we will help you build a roadmap for your business. There is totally complimentary call. We can identify where you're currently at, where you want to be. And all you have to do is go to scalingwithsystems.com/apply. This is exactly what the roadmap looks like that we're going to walk through with you on the call and help you identify where you're at right now, what roadblocks you have, and what actionable steps you need to do moving forward so that you're able to see success, okay? We've worked with thousands of entrepreneurs doing the exact same thing. So if at any point you find some value and you haven't booked a time, please do that. So at the end of this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can also get access to this document. So pay attention to that as well. First order of business, remove all distractions, right? Exit out of every other tab that isn't this, move your phone, toss it away, whatever else it is. Those things are huge distractions. And if you don't do that, you're going to be procrastinating, you're going to be barely paying attention, and that's most likely why you're not seeing the success you want to see. This will take around 30 to 45 minutes, or if you're like me, you're going to do it twice. It'll take around 90 minutes of your time, but this could be the most valuable time you've spent all year, okay? So if you guys are ready to move forward, comment GROW in the box below, GROW, comment in the chat, and make sure that I see it so I know that you guys are ready to learn. I need about 10 of those to start. And also, if you guys know anybody else that could get value out of what I'm about to cover inside of here, this is about to be massively, massively valuable. Please be sure to tag them, send them the link, make sure they hop on this as well, okay? Let me make sure I am live streaming on this bad boy here. Good stuff. Yep, 16 people in this now. Let me actually also get it on my Instagram here. Good stuff. Grow. Love it. We're here. We're live. Okay, perfect. Let's do this bad boy. So who this is for? This is going to be for software as a service companies, high ticket businesses, service-based businesses who are looking to build a generational profitable business in the shortest time frame possible. I'm not talking about a hustle. I'm not talking about a side hustle here. I'm talking about something that you can give to your kids and it is spinning off millions of dollars a year, okay? This is for someone who already has a great product or service. You have testimonials to back it up, but you don't have a predictable way to see 120% month over month growth. Someone who's at $8,000 to $50,000 a month and they want to go to $100,000 a month quickly and cost effectively here, okay? So the issue is that most people do is they get to $100,000 a month, but they're spending $90,000 a month to get there. I'm gonna show you how to spend $20,000 a month and make $100,000 a month every single month. And this is finally for young, hungry people who wanna make millions of dollars after taxes once Uncle Sam has his cut and have a whole lot of fun doing it, okay? So why are we scaling with systems? Why are we so special here? You guys should always ask yourself that question. If you're about to take information or you're about to learn from somebody, ask them, do they deserve my attention? And we're going to talk about that in a moment here. So for me at Scaling with Systems, we teach you how to earn a dollar, okay? It's very, very difficult. Most people can't actually earn a dollar. Most people hustle and they make a dollar. All those people walking around on Instagram, all these people trying to do all these side hustles, whatever, they're making a dollar. Their sole being, they have to put so much energy inside to actually make the money. That's not earning the money, okay? Earning requires a mechanism. Earning requires the CEO, the founder is not involved in that process whatsoever. That is how you earn a dollar, and that's what we're talking about here because we've cracked the code to building hyper profitable businesses quickly and without raising any money or risking too much capital. So I'm going to show you how to do this inside of here without having to put any of your own money inside of it and how to be profitable from day one, okay? No one else really knows how to do this. I've never seen anybody else teach it the way that we do. And if they did, they would all have hilariously profitable monopolies inside their industries, okay? Our track record is insanely silly. I'm not going to go through all of our case studies here because, to be honest with you, I did it on the last live stream, but dozens and dozens of case studies, hundreds and hundreds of testimonials, thousands of clients. We've done this. It works, and you should pay attention to us, okay? The people that are smart enough to buy our stuff, they make hilarious returns. So we're going to talk about step 1 here. This is change who you are. Now, I'm going to cover mindset very quickly on this subject here because it is very important in order to make 7 figures a year. It's going to be really quick, and then we're going to go into the actual back-end offer and how to generate leads for your business. So most people that I know are poor, okay? And when I say poor, before everybody goes out, they'll cry to their mom, Ravi said I was poor, Ravi said I was poor. No, I'm not saying you're poor as in your bank account, okay? I'm saying you're poor as in your mindset. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying most people are. And what does poor stand for? Passing over opportunities repeatedly, okay? Those are people that are continuously, they're giving up the future for the present, okay? They are not making long-term sacrifices, short-term sacrifices for long-term gains. These are what poor people do. Not their bank account. This is how people think. So I'm going to show you the difference between poor people and successful people here. So first thing about poor people here is that they never take accountability for anything, okay? Poor people always think that, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's the government's fault. It's Joe Biden's fault. It's Donald Trump's fault. It's the economy's fault. It's Bitcoin's fault. It's my mom's fault. It's my dad's fault. It's my business owner's fault. Instead of saying it's my fault, right? I just moved to Miami, Florida. I'm in my beautiful condo here. If a hurricane came and hit me, technically speaking, it would be my fault because I decided to move to Miami where there's a lot of hurricanes. So you need to start taking accountability for yourself, for your actions, and for your result. Everyone that goes, oh, they're a scam, they're a scam, they're a scam, they're a bad service. Well, you bought their stuff and you probably didn't take action on their program or you didn't take action with that service. That's why I don't ask for refunds because I take full responsibility, okay? Poor people don't. They blame somebody else. Poor people have no discipline, right? They don't have the ability to say no, which is what successful people do. So poor people say, one of their friends calls up a poor person and they go, hey, do you want to go to the beach? And they go, yeah, let's go to the beach. I'd love to. All right, cool. See you there. Even though they know they have other things they should be doing in order to grow their business. Okay. So that's what poor people do. They don't have the ability to say no. They don't have discipline. They don't have routines. Real success is not sexy. I tell this to my girlfriend all the time. Real success and real habits and real routines are not sexy. They're not exciting. It means you wake up at 6 a.m. and you go to bed at 8:30 p.m. You don't really go out. You're not like these people you see on Instagram popping bottles, all this stuff. That is not what I would consider a successful entrepreneur. That is not someone earning $1. They're hustling to make $1. Okay. Like I said, they sacrifice long-term wealth and impact for short-term gain. And they use distractions to escape from their problems. So I'm not speaking from like this pedestal over here. What I'm talking about, awesome. We got some good people on here. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, you guys. That would mean a lot to me if you guys like value out of this. So poor people use distractions to escape from their problems. What do I mean by that? I mean that they are going on social media. They're going on they're using drugs or smoking. They're drinking. And everything's okay in moderation, but what people that pass over opportunities repeatedly do, they just aimlessly scroll online. Or instead of confronting the biggest problem that they have, instead of confronting their reality, they go out and they enter another reality through drugs or drinking. Or they go to a party, they go talk to their friends because it's easier just to talk to them and complain about the world than take an introverted look and see what you need to fix, okay? Also, people love to use other people's problems instead of focusing on their own. The news is a great example of this. This is why I don't watch the news here. The news is you're talking about, oh, this person got in a car crash. This person, the economy's up, the economy's down. It's a fugazi, it's a fugazi, this political thing. And all these people are like, yeah, politics, or yeah, sports, whatever else it is, or yeah. And like, these sports people have no idea who the hell you are. These politicians have no idea who the hell you are, but you're living like their problems are your problems instead of focusing on your own stuff, okay? They don't track anything. They don't understand what's going in, what's going out. I talk about it down here, but successful people, they know how much a call costs them. How much does a lead cost them for your company? How many leads you generate a month? How much does it cost you to book a call? How many calls show up? What's your closing percentage? How much does it cost you to acquire a customer? What's your profit margin inside your business? These are all things that wealthy and successful people know and things that poor people do not, okay? Another thing is that poor people think that everything and everyone is a scam, right? Oh, that's too good to be true. He can't be that successful. There's no way they're making money. He's cheating people out of money. She's cheating people out of money, whatever else it is. Instead of actually realizing what an opportunity could be, okay? You're so busy being so negative that you actually don't see positivity and an opportunity when it slaps you in the face, okay? Comment a poor in the chat box below right here if you guys know some poor people, okay? I know about Everybody should comment. You should know at least one poor person. That could be in your family, and they could be you. I was a poor person at one point, okay? The thing is about poor people and successful people, when you get around poor people and you are trying to change to become successful, poor people will drag you down, okay? It is much easier when you start getting successful. This could be your friends, your family, people that your high school friends. When you start becoming successful and the poor-minded people are down here and they see you up here, what do you think they want to do? Are they going to do the things it takes to get up to the same level you're at? Or are they going to try to drag you down to the level that they're at, right? It's obviously going to be the latter of those two. If you have a city and someone grow the biggest skyscraper in the entire city and you have this skyscraper, what's easier, to build another bigger skyscraper than this one, or to just break this one down so that you're still the higher skyscraper? So understand that. And wealthy people, they're able to understand their surroundings, the impact their surroundings have on their mindset, on their output, on their productivity. And, you know, I have 17, 18-year-old people inside of my company, salespeople making $8, $10, $15,000 a month. And they are moving out of their parents' house at 17 years of age because they want to be in a new surrounding. They're aware of their surroundings. And that's because he's not going, oh, I'm 17 years old, I live with my parents, it's not a good environment for me. That would not be taking responsibility. Instead, they made enough money to where they could afford to live on their own, and then they went out and did it at 17 years old. That's something that I didn't even do myself, okay? Wealthy and successful people, they allocate time, capital, and people efficiently. Okay, this is very, very important. They're willing to pay to get ahead. They're willing to pay to get other people's time. John D. Rockefeller, one of the wealthiest men of all time, said, I'd rather make 1% of 100 people's hours than 100% of my own hours. Okay, so wealthy people understand the value of their time and that they can pay money in order to get more time. Okay, so they're willing to pay ahead. They're willing to pay employees, team members, coaching programs, mentors to learn a lot faster than they would have to try to figure out by themselves. That's why the coaching industry works so well. That's why we're successful at scaling with systems. Okay, they're also willing to not pay to do something. I want to show you guys this. This is something we give on our, if you guys hop on, once again, you guys want to book a call with us, scalingwithsystems.com/apply. We're going to walk through this roadmap and all of these stuff on the call a lot more in depth with you. But just to give you an example, this is what successful people do, okay? Let's say, so at Scaling with Systems, we give our clients a fully trained virtual assistant for about $4 an hour, right? Anywhere from $3 to $4 an hour. So fully trained virtual assistant, you could pay $400 a month in order for that VA to send out about 4,000 pieces of outreach that entire month. Now, at Scaling with Systems, they send about 4,000 a day, but just to give you an example, let's be conservative, 4,000 pieces of outreach every single month. That means, that you are paying 10 cents every single time that VA sends an outbound message. That means that if you are doing your own outbound messaging, that you are paying yourself 10 cents. You're worth 10 cents to send that outbound message, okay? So if that upsets you, it should, right? Let's say 3% of those 4,000 people actually say, oh, I'm actually interested in what this person has to say. I'd like to learn a little bit more information. That means that you're spending $3.33 per lead. So you're paying $3.33 to get someone interested in your company. 20 of those people become a booked appointment. That means you're paying $16 to get a booked appointment inside your company. And let's say that 20% of those people close and you pay a sales rep to close the deal for you, so you're not involved in the process. That means with the cost for the virtual assistant and the cost for the sales rep, you're paying $419 for a $3,000 offer. That is what wealthy people do. They are willing to pay $400 in order to make $3,000 back. I didn't just make up all these numbers here, guys, and I'll put a link down below to this thing. Raj, if you're watching this video right now, if you actually want to link this in the comments down below, that'll be really helpful. But so you guys understand this is real life. This is how our program works. This is what we teach other people to do. You're paying either through other people's time, so hiring people, or through paid advertising. You're paying in order to get booked appointments, and then you're paying a sales rep to close up booked appointments for you. That's how your Stripe, that's how your merchant processor, that's how your bank account grows more and more every single month, okay? And that's what wealthy people are willing to do. Also, wealthy people are willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term gain. So they think in terms of 5, 10, 15, and 20 years. Now, as you can see, I already did this because, once again, I shot this entire video before I forgot to hit go live. If that's not worth a like or a subscribe, I don't know what is. I'm bleeding for you guys here. So this is what compound interest is, the eighth wonder of the world, okay? So let's say that you start with $0. And this is going to be used in sense of dollars, but this could be with fitness. This could be in the sense of your mindset. This could be your business, whatever else it is, but it's easier to illustrate through dollars. So every month you put $1,000 into this investment, okay? And you do it for 40 years. Every single month, you don't change anything. You don't add any more, you don't add any less, just $1,000 every single month. On average, the S&P 500 has returned about 11% every single year for US citizens, people that invest inside of it. You adjust for inflation, it's about 9% annual return on investment every year for the past 100 years for the S&P 500, which is a stock index fund inside the United States. That means that in 40 years, putting $1,000 in a month, you will have $4 million, okay? And you have only put in $480,000. This is how compound interest works. This is how long-term focus, long-term success, long-term thinking works. You know that for the first, look at this right here, for the first 12 to 15 years or whatever this is, right, you're not really seeing any separation whatsoever. It's looking the exact same thing. But around the 15 years, most people can't even imagine what's 15 years, but in 15 years, you're going to be like, wow, that happened real quick, right? That's the funny thing about time. So wealthy people will be able to see that and look at the growth of this. That's what compound interest is, okay? Right? And the greatest part is once you get this thing really going, like in this example here, year 39 to year 40, you're making about $300,000 a year from your interest, okay? You're making $300,000 a year from your interest. At that point, you could retire and live off of $300,000 a year and never touch that $4 million, all right? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys here, okay? And the final thing before I move on to, making the back end and working on the actual actionable steps here, I want to let you know that take imperfect action, okay? Take imperfect action. Whatever I say on this call, if it resonates with you, go out there and make it a reality. If you want to book an appointment with us, just book the appointment. You can cancel it later if you don't want to. But waiting for the perfect time, waiting for everything, the stars to align, your horoscope, the gyroscope, everything is all nice and lined up, it will never happen. Okay, wealthy, successful people are willing to take the chance now, look dumb, make a failure, iterate, and be successful. Okay, that there's the second CEO of Intel. He said that if you want to speed up your rate of success, double your rate of failure. Okay, so if you fail more, you learn more, you iterate more, and you're able to see success a lot faster. All right. Okay, let's make sure I still got everybody on here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Got a bunch of likes on here. Love it, guys. Thank you guys so much. Comment down below if this is valuable. Just comment #value if you guys are getting some good stuff out of this, just so I can make sure we are cruising here. So let's talk about the actual actionable steps here. Now that we have your mindset down, let's talk about how do you actually make $100,000 a month without going crazy? How do you make that amount of money without having 150 employees and having 10% profit margins? Well, if you're making a few $1,000s a month, you're probably making $1. Remember the difference, making and earning. Probably making $1 and you're probably a general contractor, right? You have multiple clients in multiple industries offering multiple things and you're working insanely hard to keep everyone happy, okay? We need to change this. We want to focus down so we can scale. I'll give you an example. When I first started in my business adventure, I started an advertising company called Prospect Social. We first started, I was working with real estate agents, dentists, chiropractors, doctors, essential oil people, network marketing people, orthodontist people, e-commerce stores. I was working with everybody. There's no way I could be really good at one thing if I did everything. And there was no way I could remove myself if I was having to do custom work for every single person, okay? So what we want to do is we want to focus down on one industry and one offer so we can scale. So first question I usually get is, Ravi, how do I figure out what my industry or offer should be? Let's see if I can zoom in any more than this. I don't know if you can go ahead. No, okay. So how do you find out what your industry or offer should be? Well, the first thing you want to ask yourself is which offer that I can do is a total no-brainer. So which one of the things I'm doing right now is a total no-brainer? Let me give you an example. What do you think someone would understand innately as soon as you said it? I can make you $1 million in the next 12 months. This is one side. Or I can make you a better dog walker, right? Which one do you think is a no-brainer for people? Obviously the $1 million in the 12 months, okay? Now the dog walker person could say, hey, I can make you a better dog walker, which is gonna make your dog love you more, which is gonna make you happier, which is gonna make you more money in the end. But that's not really a no-brainer offer. That's I have to take a lot of assumptions there in order to get there. Or if I'm just like, hey, I can make $1 million in the next 12 months, that is okay. Everybody wants that, or most everybody wants that, okay? And the next question is, who do you enjoy working with? So This is something I see whenever people are talking about market research and work. They go, let me make sure I'm still cool. Whenever people are talking about market research here and they're talking about like, hey, going through an industry, how do you choose your niche? No one talks about this, but who you enjoy working with is incredibly important. If you don't like speaking to those people every single day, then you're not going to have the discipline and the ability to work in that industry for 3, 5, 10 years, which is required to see real results, as I talked about earlier. So make sure you really enjoy working with those people. If you hate that industry, if you hate that offer, then just leave and find something you like. There's plenty of things you can do. There's no shortage of business ideas, okay? This one's a very important one here. Who sees a return on investment within 30 days of working with you? Okay, so who actually sees an ROI within 30 days of working with you? What do I mean by that? If someone paid you $2,000 and you were able to make them $4,000 within 30 days, that person's gonna be stoked. They're gonna be so happy. They're gonna wanna spend more money with you in order to make more money. That's what we do at Scaling with Systems. We make people massive returns on investments within 30 days, okay? That's why we work out so well. That's why we have so many case studies and testimonials, okay? Another example, let's say you're not in the business to business world. Maybe you don't help people make more money. Maybe you help people get in shape. Let's say you help people get in shape, okay? What would be an ROI of getting in shape? Well, if someone's working with you to get in shape, they probably want to lose weight, let's just say gain muscle and have flexibility. Well, they pay you $1,000. At the end of the 30 days, if they're heavier, they're less flexible, and they didn't lose any, don't have any additional muscle, that's not really a return on investment. That's not an ROI. But at the end of the 30 days, if they feel better, if they can, touch their toes, if they can, they notice they're a pant size smaller, then they're like, wow, this is incredible. I want to work with you more. This is working, okay? If it takes, it doesn't have to be the full transformation has to happen in 30 days. Like we help people make millions of dollars in 12 months. They're not going to make that the first 30 days, but they can make maybe $50,000 in the first 30 days. And then they're like, okay, if I keep on doing this, I see how I'll make $1 million in 12 months, okay? The next question you need to ask yourself is if you're already generating business, who do you already have case studies and results with, okay? Who do you already have results from right now inside of your business, whatever your offer is, okay? Don't go out and try to find a whole new industry, a whole new offer if you already have a bunch of results in one industry. That's how I went from the general contractor and Prospect Social, my advertising agency, to working with just real estate agents because I had 5 real estate agents at the time. And I knew I had to niche down and I said, okay, I already have all these clients, all these results. Let me just leverage this and go deep in here, okay? How easy is it to get to decision makers? This is a pretty simple one, but it's if you're trying to do lead generation and you have to go through 4 or 5 gatekeepers in order to get the person that has the wallet, that has the purse, it's gonna be very hard to scale that business. Versus, let's say, if you can pick up the phone and reach the decision maker in 1 phone call, it's gonna be much easier to grow and scale, okay? How many of them are there? So how many of them are there in their industry? You definitely want to niche and be hyper specific with who you're going after, but you don't want to be so specific that there's 10 people, right? If there's 10 people in your industry, then once you capture all 10 of those people, what are you doing next, okay? And then finally, how simple can you make the service delivery? So what do I mean by that is when I first started Prospect Social and we were doing this work, even once I niched down for the real estate agents, I was doing content creation, profile optimization, email nurturing, email blasts, and I was doing paid advertising, setting up the funnels, doing all this other stuff for every single real estate agent. And then I realized, okay, the only thing that's really making a difference here is the paid advertising. So what if I simplified this paid advertising so I could scale that up? And so that's what I did. I pretty much just made it so I went from a 4-hour setup to a copy and paste Facebook advertising campaign using lead forms that took 10 minutes to do. And then I gave it to a virtual assistant. And we saw more results with the simpler work, okay? So complexity is not always the answer. Just because someone's paying you a lot of money doesn't mean you have to make it all very, very complicated. It's actually usually the opposite of that. All right, let me check in, make sure everybody's doing awesome right here. Good, 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 good. Awesome, we got 25 people on here. This is awesome, good stuff here. Okay, so let's talk about how to get testimonials. So I talked about earlier, who do you enjoy working with? Well, how do you get testimonials? Now, why are we qualified to say this? Well, we have hundreds and hundreds of video testimonials and case studies. These are the ways that we get those, because this is always a question I get. The number one easiest way to get a testimonial is this. Hey, can I get a testimonial? I know, shocker, right? But it's truth. It is the truth here. Most people try to make it so complicated and so difficult. In reality, even if they haven't seen the full results of your program, your service you're offering, if they have, once again, seen any kind of increase from where they're at before, you can ask them for a testimonial or a case study. The other option is that you can explain to them, what's in it for them if they give you a testimonial. Well, hey, I'm going to use your business as an example of my perfect client, and we're going to post all of this information on social media. I'm going to put your photos, your website, your contact information. I'm going to run ads with your name behind it, and it's totally free publicity. All you have to do is shoot me a testimonial. Now people are more likely to actually do that because they're seeing the value that they're going to get out of it, okay? The other option, once again, successful people are willing to pay to get ahead. Hey, I'll give you $50 if you shoot this testimonial today. And if they don't shoot it today, tomorrow you say, I'll give you $100 if you're willing to shoot this testimonial today, right? Because you could pay $100 for a testimonial that will make you literally thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. A good case study can do that for you, okay? What did we talk about earlier, guys? Doing it today, imperfect action. So if you run a business, if you have free trials, whatever else it is, go ahead and just ask for a testimonial. The worst thing they're going to do is say no. Best thing they're going to do is give you something you're going to be able to use and leverage to grow your business a lot faster. So comment proof down below, PROOF, if you guys are planning on getting one of those today. I'd love to see you guys actually take some action from it, okay? And finally, when it comes to making the backend hyperscalable, think of where you could solve additional problems that arise from your service. So an example of this is for my advertising agency, Prospect Social, we used to generate a bunch of leads, but then the real estate agents would have to qualify them themselves. And the issue with that was that they weren't qualifying them. So instead of saying, hey, real estate agents, you're doing a bad job, you didn't qualify those leads, instead we took that in-house and I actually hired a company to do all the lead qualification for us. And so for just a few dollars per lead every single month, I was able to get my clients qualified leads who turned into booked appointments, who turned into closed deals, all with less work of the client. And the best part was I charged $1,000 more every single month to do it, and it only cost me $400 in order to pay for it. So I was netting $600 a month, getting more results from my clients, and they were renewing more, and I was making more money, okay? So think about what other problems arise from your service and charge more in order to solve those for your clients, okay? Now, the other question is I usually get in the very beginning is like, Ravi, should I guarantee results from my program? Should I guarantee results from my service? Okay. Well, that's a good question. The closer you can get to guaranteed closed deals, the better off you are. Okay. So if you can say, hey, you work with me and I guarantee you're going to make $10,000 this month, that is going to work really well. The issue with that is unless you're doing like all of the work for the person, which is still very difficult to do, they're going to have some input. And someone who is looking for a guarantee as soon as they join, as soon as they work with you, they're looking for a way out before they've even started, okay? So I don't love guarantees, and I actually recommend starting without them, but eventually you can split test and add a guarantee in your offer and see, does it increase the close rate? And if it does increase the close rate, how much more money am I making? And if I'm making more money, how much of that is deflected by how much refunds I'm giving, okay? How many refunds I'm giving. So then you'll be able to know, is adding it in worth it or not? And this is all data that you collect because you are the wealthy, successful entrepreneur who collects data, okay? So the final thing I want you guys to understand here is that once they pay, once they give you money for your product or service, you should be done. As the CEO, the entrepreneur, the founder of the company, you should be done once they pay money. If you are involved in every single step, onboarding, client fulfillment, customer service, you will never be able to scale your business, and it's not hyperscalable. If you do custom work, it's not hyperscalable. Once they pay, you put into work virtual assistants, you put into work automations, you put into work different forms in order to get the client information. You use customer success managers and extra in order to make sure the process goes smooth, but you're not involved in any of it, okay? Awesome. Now, let's talk about the final thing right here, which is creating the cash machine for your business. Let me make sure we are still cooking and looking here. Awesome. Got 31 people on this bad boy. You guys are incredible. Give me some love down below. Make sure you guys hit subscribe if you guys are getting some value out of this. That's all I'm asking. All of this free value for just one little click, just for a little subscribe button, guys. If this is making sense as well, look, we can go in much more in depth on a one-on-one consultation. It's totally free. You can go to scalingwithsystems.com/apply, click the link in the description, and book your time now, okay? So let's talk about creating the cash machine. This is where the fun really happens, and this is what Scaling with Systems really specializes in. So let me show you what the cash machine looks like. So we build this for our clients, okay? We help them build this. And what it pretty much is essentially, and I have a YouTube video that goes much more in depth on this, but we create assets. So these are sales letters, these are case studies, these are websites that we know resonates with your target market. So we help you build these assets out. You have to build one asset, a sales letter, a video sales letter, a case study that explains to your target market what you do and why they should work with you. Then we drive traffic to those assets. So it could be virtual assistants doing outbound messaging, could be paid advertising, could be search engine optimization, could be YouTube videos like this. And we use that to drive people to your funnel. Then they book a time, they speak with you, they close, and then you send them a proposal, they become a paid client, and then they fill out an onboarding form. And from there, you're not involved in anything, okay? All of this is taken care of by other people. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're watching this right here, this is what you want to do. And I'm going to walk through this in a second. You're going to create an asset, right? This could be a sales letter, video sales letter, whatever else it is. You're going to connect the back end of your new hyperscalable offer to this asset. So, usually that's connected through some kind of sales page or a demonstration call. So you have an asset, people come through it, then they book a time to speak with you, you close the deal, you send them a proposal, and then once they sign that, like I said before, your hyperscalable offer takes over and you don't do any other work, okay? And eventually what will happen is you have someone else that's driving traffic, so media buyers, virtual assistants, SDRs, they drive the traffic to your sales letter. The sales letter automatically on its own converts those people into booked appointments. Then a salesperson closes the deal, and then your back end hyperscalable system delivers the results. And did you hear me not say your name at all during that entire system? That is what a machine is. That is called earning a dollar, okay? That is what the difference is between the successful and the unsuccessful people. That is the difference between somebody who actually has a real business that they own rather than a business that owns them. Inside Scaling with Systems, I just create content over here that just drives people to these things, and everything else is taken care of. I don't have to worry about anything else because I built all this out, and this is what we help other people do, okay? So once you turn it on, you're never going to want to ever turn it off. All right. So once you set this up correctly, like I get on my coaching calls with my clients and they go, Ravi, I'm getting booked appointments. I don't even know where they're coming from now. Right. They couldn't even turn it off if they wanted to. And that is the dream. That is what you want. Okay. So imagine the compound interest calculator that we talked about earlier, but it's for booked appointments. It's for deals inside of your company. Okay. So you want to nail down your messaging. You want to nail down your case studies, and you want to nail down your offer using organic methods. So the first thing you want to do here is when we talk about this machine is your LinkedIn posts, cold emails, your Instagram posts, YouTube videos, Facebook. You want to start nailing down your offer and all your back end, making sure you can deliver what you're promising using organic methods first, because it's free. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It just takes a little bit of time. Once you can prove that people are interested in what you're buying, they are paying for it, you're delivering results, and your funnel, your assets, your sales letter is converting people, then we want to use paid ads. Okay, paid ads is, oh my gosh, if compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world, paid ads is the 9th wonder of the world. All right. And so the first question I get when I start talking about paid ads, which is this is what we help some of our clients and ourselves are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on paid ads. Okay. So let's talk about the first question I get. Ravi, once I have the organic offer down, how do I know what I should spend on ads? Well, you shouldn't really have an ad budget, okay? And this is what we teach inside of our program. Because realistically speaking, you should be able to put $1 into one of those paid traffic sources and get $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 out within 30 days. So if you have this magical machine that you put $1 in and it spits out $3 on this end, are you going to say, how much can I afford to put in? No, you're going to put as much money in as humanly possible because it's going to keep on spitting out more money over here. So that is what an ad budget is. You don't have one. You focus on making something convert within 30 days, return on investment, and then you don't have to worry about having to spend more money inside of it. Okay? Which platform to use is also another question I get all the time. Hey, Ravi, should I use LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads? If you want to, I would recommend you guys go to my channel. I have a full training on LinkedIn ads A to Z. It is like, if you watch all 3 trainings, I think it's 2 hours of content. Once again, guys, I do long form content. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you guys are getting some value. Please hit it. But the majority of places I do recommend people starting is Facebook. That's what we teach our clients because it's the easiest one to use. And it's honestly the one that you'll get the most results from in the beginning. But then you can start expanding to LinkedIn. Like we use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube right now, and Google. So we use all of them. And finally, you want to remember the 7-hour rule here, guys. So this is something we teach our clients, but this is essentially the idea that In order to turn someone from a total stranger into a paid client, it requires a lot of energy. It's like what I talked about earlier. It's this machine, okay? This is a lot of energy in order to make this happen. And most people through this sales funnel, they exert all the energy manually. They're consistently messaging in the DMs, consistently sending them, different video messages, whatever else it is, following up with them, consistently doing sales calls, follow-up calls, all that stuff. Instead, what we want to do is leverage content like this video here in order to continuously nurture and engage our prospects. If you can continue to answer questions, show up, provide utility week after week, month after month, and you can put that inside of a very systemized format so when somebody lands on your website, they're going to be distributed that 7 hours as quickly as possible. Then by the time they get on this demonstration call right here, they're ready to buy. They're just like, hey, I love Ravi's stuff. I love scaling with systems. How do I pay? And I'll actually show you really quickly, if I can get us on here, our sales. Okay, I won't be able to pull it up on this thing here because I'm live, but I'll show you guys later on. I have, if you guys go into my YouTube videos, I cover a video much more in depth about how to create content in 2021, and I talk about how to create your sales process around this type of content here, okay? So the question becomes, are we a good fit rather than who are you? So if you're getting a lot of calls with your prospects that are saying, I don't even know who you are, I don't even know why I'm on this call, that you're not gonna have a lot of positioning there. You're not gonna have a lot of authority to close that deal. But if they have consumed a lot of content, they get on the call, they're just gonna say, hey, does this make sense for me personally? I love what you guys are, I know what you guys do, right? That's so much easier to close a deal. Eventually, you're going to want to intertwine paid methods and organic methods. We teach our clients how to do this. So someone comes in from a paid ad, but then they watch one of my YouTube videos and they convert, right? That's how you lower your cost for acquisition and cost for booked call. So if you're a company that just acquires every single client on paid ads, it's actually not a good thing. Because sure, you're spending $100,000 a month and you're making $150,000 a month, $200,000 a month. But if you just added some organic content inside of there, like what we teach our clients to do, like these YouTube videos, like email marketing, like blog posts, you can make, so you spend $100,000 and you get $300,000, $400,000, okay? And relying on one will leave you susceptible to changes. Facebook changed their algorithm all the time. LinkedIn changed their algorithm all the time, right? YouTube changed their algorithm all the time. If you just have one traffic source, you will be susceptible to just one of them changing, and then all of a sudden your business changes overnight, okay? One of the best assets to this date is still email addresses. I talk about it. People say email is dead. I beg to differ. We absolutely love email. And you need a virtual assistant for consistency. When you are trying to do this machine right here, in the very beginning, you don't need a virtual assistant when you're trying to do that organic method just to prove that it works. Just to see like, hey, is it converting? Am I getting booked appointments from it? Are people closing from it? But once you have that, wealthy, successful people are willing to pay to get ahead. So instead they pay the virtual assistant to say, hey, this works for these 1,000 people that have seen this. One of them has become a client. So now I want you to spend every single day sending 1,000 of these out so that I can sign a client every single day. You can't do that on your own. You have to hire someone, and we recommend virtual assistants. If you try to get somebody else to do it, they're most likely going to think it's above their pay grade to be sending outbound messages, which a lot of times it really is. And for $2.50 to $5 an hour, you can get a virtual assistant to do it for you. We at Scaling with Systems, we give our clients fully trained virtual assistants that knows this. They know everything that I've talked to. This VA will know more about this process than you do, which is what you want. They know the machine. They know how to do the scaling economics. They know this entire roadmap here. And they're going to be $3 an hour. That's what we offer our clients. Fully trained, 60-day boot camp. You get them for $3 an hour, okay? scalingwithsystems.com/apply if you guys want to book an appointment to speak with us, okay? And we offer a full money-back guarantee. So, final question here. This is very important because I'm going to give you guys some actionable resources here that you guys can actually get. You guys can get this entire masterclass here. You can get all the assets that I talked about on this live right here. So number one, take action. No matter, it doesn't have to be working with us, doesn't have to be booking a call. Take some action on what you did here. What you learned here, it doesn't, I know I talked for an hour, technically 2 hours, because I filmed it when nobody was watching, but take some action, choose one thing, and go and implement it inside your life. One of my favorite quotes ever is action leads to insight more often than insight leads to action. So trying to think about, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I book a call? Should I get a testimonial? You're never going to learn if that's going to work or not. Just do it, and then you'll decide if that was the right decision or not, okay? I also say don't be poor. Don't pass over opportunities repeatedly. Make sure you take advantage of life. create a hyperscalable backend offer, create a cash machine that brings in new clients every single day. They sign on the dotted line, and your backend hyperscalable offer solves it for them. And if you guys don't mind, comment scale down below if you guys got some value out of this. This is also where I'd love to see if you guys have any questions. I'll answer any questions you guys have. Drop them in the box down below. And if you want us to look at your business and give you some advice as to what we think your next step should be, identify where some roadblocks are, give you guys some assets, book a call with our team, scalingwithsystems.com/apply. And actually, if you guys book a call with our team and you mention this masterclass here, we're going to give you this entire document right here. We're going to give you this entire document right here. We're going to give you this entire document right here. And we're going to give you this entire document right here. All you guys got to do is hop on a call where we can actually walk through your business with myself or one of our team members. So that's scalingwithsystems.com/apply.